Okay, I am sick of us losing to three at the back tactics. Here we go, 4 games, 1 episode. Let's finally get a big win against a 3 at the back. Hello and welcome back everybody to Venezia. Yes, Football and Water is back. The Roberto De Zerbi recreation is back today. Yes, we've got 4 games. Roma, Sassuolo, Empoli and Cremonese. I did say we'd do 3 of the matches. We might do all 4 of them. It depends. What do Empoli actually play? They play a 4. They do play narrow diamonds though. So that could be a fun little difference, right? Because you can have a 3 at the back tactic. You're going to have 4-2-3-1. Narrow diamonds, and then a second 3 at the back tactic. Let's do 4 games in today's episode. Not just a normal 3, let's do 4 of them. All 4 of them in today's episode. There isn't too much to catch up on. There really isn't. We played 1 game off camera. We lost to Torino 3-1. It was frustrating. As you can see towards the end of the game, we created quite a few chances. I was with good XG there. But we lost. And we got absolutely shredded for the first, I would say, the first 22 minutes, up until their goal. They kept going through our back line. They had a few good chances before they even scored. Then they did score. There is a batter. They won the game 2-1. We scored a goal from us really going all out attack. And our striker, Tresoldi, got himself ahead of the back post. And that was it. That was all we managed to really create. That was one of the highlights. I guess the XG was good from accumulation more than actual clear-cut chances. In fact, let's have a quick look at the match stats from it, as none of you would have seen this with me. I mean, yeah, 3 clear-cut chances. I don't remember there being 3, but apparently there were, so who knows. 4 half chances to the 2. They sort of scored. I feel like that the only reason that their XG and their chances created and all that stuff isn't higher is that after they scored, it felt like they sat back, and they definitely sat back after the second. So they could have made it a lot worse if they wanted to. I guess they're quite a negative team in terms of their tactics. And they're a successful team because they beat us 2-1. So 3-1, sorry. It was 3-1 in the end, wasn't it? So, yeah, there you go. They caught us on the counter later on. So, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm concerned because that was a winnable game. Torino is supposed to come 10th this year in the season preview. So, they're quite a good side. They've got some good players, but they're not Roma. They're not AC Milan. They're not Lazio. They're not Inter. They're not any of these teams. So, if they're not any of those teams, you feel like you still could then maybe get the odd draw away from home. And we should have probably won the first game. But you can see the problem, right, is we could lose to Roma. They're a good team, and they're playing 3 at the back. So there's 2 reasons why we could lose that one. Then you've got Sassuolo. They are a very good side, and they're 4th, and it's away from home, could lose that one. Then all of a sudden, you're going into the game against Empoli, really out of form, they're top of the league. And then you play Cremonese on potentially the back of just every single league match being a defeat. So quite a lot's on the line here. We're going to be brave in our decisions today. And I've got a plan for the 3 at the back. Let me show you it. Okay, so that's our standard tactic, right? There's your standard tactic right there. Our standard 4-2-3-1 kind of shape, right? That's your standard one. Now, what we noticed was that the 2 wingers would at times go and press the back 3. And we tried to do the man marking stuff, right, to get us out of that, to try and let them go on their own, have the striker drop on. So what we're going to do this time, against a 3 at the back, both teams are playing 3 at the back, is we're going to move the striker and play him as a shadow striker. And that is how we're going to look at our possession. Basically a 4-4-2 out of possession, but the strikers are going to go on to the pivots and the wingers then press the back 3. That's how it's going to pretty much go. Okay. Maybe we move the wing backs up as well, but wait and see on that. Then what that's going to do in possession, obviously being the shadow striker, he's going to go and be the most aggressive. But Højlund's going to go up, and it's going to move Tresoldi into the middle to play as a middle striker. And then Højlund's going to try and push up here. So we're still going to get a pretty healthy shape in possession. It's still going to probably look like a 4-2-3-1 / a 4-3-3, depending on where Højlund is, because Tresoldi is going to move to the middle, which is going to still leave the same space there as it does normally. So that is what we are going to do. I might also make Naumann an attack duty. It depends completely on how they set up in their 3 at the back. So Roma are going to play a 3-5-2 against us, essentially. 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, pivot, 2 8s, and then 2 strikers. With Tammy Abraham being one of the 2 strikers, that isn't good for us. I managed to get 2 offers for Nunzu Lela both £1 million. If he can just go to one of them, that's amazing. And we might be able to get Mikhail Kaufman in as a striker on loan to the end of the season. If we can get him, that would be amazing. But we need to try and get him on loan. And I need Lella to leave for that to happen. So we've got the offer out. They've already accepted it. So we're just waiting to see if Lella can get his transfer agreed. Then we could be in a bit of business, but we'll have to wait and see. So hopefully we can do this. Okay, so Roma is the first game for us. That's going to be your team. It's going to be Ernst in goal with Pushas, Papetti, Ongueni and Nauman across the back. Ellerson, Hoyland, Masija as the pivots in the 10. Mikhail on the left, Varela on the right, and Tresoldi goes up front. In fact, you know what? I forgot that Facundo's back. So, actually, Facundo's going to play here. Let's drop him. Let's play Muslija to the left. Let's go with that. Let's play Facundo as the 10, and then Varela can go to the right-hand side. We'll try that. That's going to be a team. Let's see how we get on against Roma, and there's a couple of things we need to look at. First thing is we're going to change this immediately to our strikerless version. Assistant manager says nobody's expecting anything from us today, so we're going to go with this. Shadow striker. That's going to be your tactic. I might go for back attack as well. Again, I saw a couple of comments throughout some of the videos that said, you know, our player wasn't at this, they're at this. And I've really been through all that multiple times, of course. But also, like I mentioned before, it's not what it says on here or says here, it's what they're doing in the match engine. For me, that's the most important thing in any recreation. That is the most important thing. So that's what we focus on. So, I mean, I've already explained it multiple times, but most of you that watch this all the way through understand that and get that. We go off how it looks in the match engine, because that's what we're trying to recreate as closely as possible, how it plays out, not what it says on the tin. So here we go. Tresoldi as the shadow striker. He doesn't play there at all, I don't think, by his positioning. So that's going to be up to him to try and get us out of this. There's your 4-2-3-1 type shape. Let's see what we're going to come up against here. It is going to be the flat. Well, not flat, is it? The 3-5. I'd call that a 3-5-2 essentially if it was in a real life game. That is what we're going to refer to it as. So let's go comprehensive early doors. No player marking early on for anybody. So we're going to try and see how that comes out. So what we're going to see here, and this is a good thing to look at team instructions and how it plays, right? So according to the tactics, it is maximum press, both high press here, maximum press here, and we're preventing goalkeeper short distribution, right? All those things. But look how far they are set off, and the reason is that it's two, shadow strikers, two number 10s. So despite the fact that on the settings it says that, you've got to look at what they're actually doing here. Look how far off they're sat. They're sat completely off the back three. So you've got to look how the tactic is playing in the match engine. Let's see what they give us here. What do they give us? They're going to give us, well, whatever we want here. Centre-backs or full-backs. What do you want, keeper? The three midfielder here. Jose Mourinho is sat quite far off us here. He's just going to bait the press from the striker. Plays into the pivot play. We get out nice and easy. That's good. The central striker needs a bit more time to rotate towards the middle. Yeah, that's the only problem with doing this, right, is that what we're doing here is we're using the philosophy of De Zerbi and a bit of the game model, and we're tweaking it for the opposition. Now, what have we lost doing what we've done? We've lost the striker not being the complete player that we want in possession, but out of possession, it's going to be better for us. Look here. What I'm hoping for is the pivots get picked up. Well, the pivot gets picked up because it's one. So they've got two central field players, right? Those two there. They should get picked up by our two pivots. Then our striker and our number 10 between them should be able to cope with the number 10. And the other one should help screen into midfield. So you've got here, right? Our two pivots like to slide across. So you've got one, well, he's sort of man marking. He's actually gone ahead of the play. He's basically screening now. That's actually the striker as well, isn't it? That's going to be Tammy. So we've got two across here. So we need that extra player in the middle because once their striker drops off, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. If he was a striker, I feel like he'd be on this line trying to press from the side and not really helping us much. So hopefully he slides across here and makes it more difficult. See, that's the trap right there, is that sometimes it's not just about screening it to prevent the ball to the middle. Sometimes it's baiting it to the middle. So this looks like it's on. Play it in there. As soon as he plays it, he's getting pressure from behind. He's getting pressure from the side. Obviously, if he was looking really, really quickly, he could go bang, bang in 2 touches. That is really hard to do under pressure, and which is why teams get applauded when they're able to do that under pressure so well. And that is going to be a free kick to Venezia. That's a really good start from the pressing, by the way. There's been 1 shot each so far, 20 minutes in, so not a lot's happening in this one. I don't like the fact this game is so, dead in terms of chances created, because I feel like that's going to go against us. But we'll see what happens. Left back cross it far post. It's going to be headed or flicked away. But we're going to get back to this anyway. Varela cuts inside to Oscar Hoyland. We've lost the ball. They're going to counter us. Can we get back to this? We need to. We get back now. We need to try and slide across, lads, a little bit here. They're going to get a ball into the fields. They're going to create a chance potentially from this. They go back now to the centre-backs. Right, now don't go and engage that sitting here. He's turned and swung a pass up to the right-hand side. They're going to get a chance. It's a case of, is it going to be a goal? Don't give a penalty, please. That's never going in. Keepers all day. Muslija to Varela. Brings it down, shoots. Oh, and he probably should have scored. No, that was our chance again. No. In these matches when nothing's happening, you need those to go in. Oh, it was so close, wasn't it? Oh, that's gutting. We're doing really well defensively, but like we saw in the last time we did something like this, all it needs is an own goal, a set-piece goal, and we undo all the good work that we've done. So we'll see. There's an instant highlight going into the second half. Ellison picks it up, plays it to Onguene. He's going to play it to right back to Naumann. Tresoldi isn't really looking for it behind as much as I'd like him to. Varela gets it, though. And he's going to swing across it. Now potentially goes far post to Muslija. Goes up the header, doesn't quite get there. But our left back does. But Chaz is going to get it and he's going to whip in across, isn't he? Now he does. It's low. It's going to be cleared away. Yeah, I don't know whether to just change something on him. I don't know if there's much else we can do with him, really. I feel like once you make him a shadow striker, you sort of... I mean, I could make him a pressing forward, like support maybe. I don't have to drop him as a number 10. It's just the way that I expect him to behave defensively. Out of possession, I think, will be better with him as a 10, with what we're asking the players to do. I feel like that with pressing forward, there's a chance it goes wrong once or twice. That can cost us a goal. Facundo gets it, plays it back to... Oh, Jazz is giving it away. They might counter us here. They're going to go far post. It's going to be crossed in. Dybala gets to it. Now, that was close. Right, let's just go back here. Let's look at the structure of the team. So it's up here with Hoyland, with the fullback attack making a run. See, I don't want Naumann making that run, really. He doesn't need to do that. Yeah, so attack duty maybe isn't the right thing for him right here. We don't need that run be made at all. We need something a bit more support. Do you know what? That's probably perfect. Let's just go for back support. That should be fine. Okay, Ellison has it. Plays it back into Papetti. Back into now Oscar Hoyland, who's got a few options here. Plays it into Calasso. Calasso into number 10, into Facundo. Oh, the striker could have made a run, but he doesn't. Facundo stays on it. Plays it out to the winger, or the wing back even. Naumann gets it. It's like deeper position. He's going to go himself now. Slows it down, plays it back into Oscar Hoyland. Great football. Varela goes through. He's going to get an opportunity. Is he going to score this time? Plays it back to Calasso, who's just coming off the bench. Calasso shoots on his weaker foot and it goes over after save. Okay, we're going to take off Varela and put on Pierini on the left-hand side because we need, I guess, something a bit different there. I'm not too sure what else to do with it from a sub perspective because it really feels a bit delicate to make too many changes here. 2 minutes, 1 minute left. Are we going to get the big draw? Are we going to get the big draw? And Venezia's first ever point in the Serie A, with us as manager, of course, is against Jose Mourinho's Roma, and it's going to be a big 0-0 draw at home. We'll say, sympathise, I guess. I'm not too sure, really. But that was a absolutely outstanding defensive performance. It really did stop the three at the back being able to cut through us the way that it has done in previous games. I guess what we could try in a different three at the back game, I guess what we could try against the next three at the back is maybe having the pressing forward on support or defend duty to try and get the same outcome out of possession, but in possession still plays like a striker. We could maybe try that because I did feel like we dropped quite a bit in possession, but we got the stuff out of possession that we needed. Oh, they want to do this, don't they? Oh, we just got 200 grand from the Zampano deal. Okay, yeah, wow. Maybe the Kaufman deal isn't going to work then. Okay, I'm taking part in deadline day, which I don't do too often because I want to get this player out the door and I want to get a loan player in for a striker. So we'll see what we can do here. 8 hours to go. Lela's gone. Okay, we have signed Samu Omoradion on loan. And he looks like he could be other business. 6'5", quick, good in the air. Thank God for that. We needed a striker. We couldn't have gone into the season with just one striker. We desperately needed one. So he comes in on like $3 grand a week. So thank goodness for that. I'm so relieved we managed to get one. And he'll come in on loan. We'll still try and get Mikhail Kaufman as well if we can. But at least we've got somebody in. I'm really relieved about that. Okay, we have also signed Borges on loan to the end of the season. Looks like a pretty good player to come in and play as one of our few wingers. He's young. He's going to be able to improve. He gets his quickness up to like his acceleration up to like 16 as well as his pace. He's got the agility. He's got the dribbling. Looks a pretty good player and can be something a bit different for us off the bench. I'm pretty sure Porter won't appreciate that, but it gives us another winger till January at least. So, yeah, he'll be good for us until then when they probably record him for not playing enough matches, but we'll see. It looks pretty good. And that is it. The transfer window is closed. That is going to be your squad for the season. Honestly, I am so relieved we got a striker. I am so relieved. Okay, here we go then. Sassuolo are going to be the next team we're going to play against, playing a 4-2-3-1. About a very good start to the season. They did lose their last game 4-1 to Lazio, and they got a red card as well in that game. So, potential for us. That is going to be your first team, I think, for the season, at least at the starting point. Naumann staying as the right back with Ogweni, Papetti, and Pujas across the back, obviously with Ernst in goal. Ellison, I think Muslija is the pivot, with Facundo as the 10, playing with them Varela and Piani on the wings, but the other way round. That will be with Trizoli up front. I think that's how we're going to start the season. Now, Samu could quite easily get himself into the first team because he's really good. Højlund could get himself into the first team. Sensi could get himself into the first team. I would like to give Sensi some matches. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I think he could get into the team, but I don't know. Who'd you drop? Because if he came into the team, you'd have to drop Muslija or Facundo. I'm not really interested in either. I guess he could replace Ellison. I guess he could, in theory. So apart from Piani, the other wingers that are players that have not quite performed yet in that position, Muslija's done okay as well when he's had to go in there. So we'll have to wait and see on the wingers too. But that is pretty much going to be the first team. Let's get into it. Let's see how we get on against Sassuolo, and hopefully we can get ourselves our first win of the season, or at the very least get ourselves another draw, which would be nice as well against a team away from home. And playing 4 at the back, something a bit different for us. Assistant manager says, pick up where he left off, okay. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1 for them. So the first thing to look out for us is, do they have rotations? That's the first thing we need to look at, right? So let's have a quick look now. And as soon as they get the ball, we'll see, won't we, here? So the keeper's collected it. Is he going to go long from this? He is going to go long. We're going to win this surely easily here. Come on, lads. Yeah, that one's going to win that easily. Ellison flicks it on. Got 2v1 if you're quick. If you're quick, Pujas. Plays into Facundo. Who's going to give it away. Piani. Oh, it's a risky challenge. So let's watch them play from this and see if they can get a rotation going here. They're going to lose it again. Facundo wins it back. And Varela back into Ogweni, who just keeps that in play to Muslija. Varela on the right-hand side. Goes inside, plays it back to the centre-back again. Controlling the game pretty nicely here. That's not really what we wanted to do there. Ernst has it. Papetti. Facundo, can we get on it if you need to? Doesn't need to yet. Okay. Then can we go round, maybe? Papetti. Pujas. I'm just watching to see what he does. See, I thought that was the right player to get it to, but not in one pass. So I'm thinking you go here, pull out a bit, then get the ball here. But doing it in one, it's that long pass, again, we spoke about, where I think they're going to get to this quite a bit. How would you prevent that? I mean, we could make Muslija a non-rotating role. That would stop that. Going to positive mentality as well could potentially stop that, but we'll have to see. Okay, Papetti gets it, plays into Ellison. Ellison back into Papetti. Papetti plays it into Muslija. Has got Varela inside. I feel like Varela's a little narrow for my liking there. See, it's an awkward one. I guess I could take the sit narrower off of them. But like I've mentioned before, because they're getting shoved wide anyway, it's not going to make a great deal of difference in the grand scheme of things. But I guess just here, I'd like him to be slightly wider to get on the ball. Maybe that's the right way to go, especially the right-hand side, because of the fullback not getting involved as much. Let's try that. Let's just have run for position, but with no sit narrow anyway. So like around here is where I'd expect him to be, because what that gives you is a twofold thing, right? It can either go into his feet and you get half space run, or it can go into Muslija and he can make an out to in run. So from the outside across the back line. Almost like that, but they've sort of done the same thing at the same time. Muslija gone through, shoots, and the keeper saves. Okay, Pirini gets it on the left-hand side, gives it away. We have to counter press. Come on. Let's lock them in. Right, what are we doing here? I mean, we got lucky with that. Pirini just already goes through the striker, gets his shot blocked quite easily, in fact. Pujas gets it, though. He's going to whip in across, is he? Go up it in. Go sit across. Oh, I don't know. Like, I feel like that should have been a goal. I feel like that one of the 2 or 3 players having an attempt at that should have scored. They don't. It stays 0-0. But we're looking a lot more competitive in these last few matches. Since that Roma game gave us a bit of confidence, I guess, being able to, at the very least, our possession be good. Okay, I just want to backtrack on this remove. It actually, the highlight started a lot higher up. I want to see what actually happened here. So we win it with Varela. Well, now onto Varela. Can it go? It comes up to the left eventually here. When he gets it, we'll look at the structure of the team. Okay, I feel like the winger is in a good position there. Okay, so this is good. So where he's gone now, and now he's making this sort of out to in run, that's good. Then he checks back. That's a really good dummy run. There's actually freed up this bit of space there for Muslija to come. That was really good there, to be honest with you. That was really good. Papetti, back to the keeper, okay. Got our pivot splitting the difference between the centre-backs. Love this. This is good. This is really, really good. Facundo gets it. Facundo into Puches. Going to take some touches. Plays it into Ellison. I mean, he's open, but please don't try it. Please don't try it, because he's there. Don't He tried it. We got away with it. Muslija goes away with it to Pushaz. Pushaz into Pirini. Pirini, his shot is blocked. Gets a second chance. Keeper saves it. Muslija, the free kick. Oh, and it's gone straight in. Muslija, who I shouldn't have any favourites, right? I shouldn't have any favourites in the team, but he's one of my favourites. He gets a shot away, goes straight into the far side corner where the keeper was stood, and it's 1-0. Watch this in a reverse angle. Look, he gets a shot away. Keeper save for that. You can't. 1-0 to Venezia. We've actually played really well in this game. Every highlight we've had in possession has been like brilliant in the build-up, first third, brilliant in like the progressive third, the middle third, then brilliant just as you enter the final third, then it all breaks down, like in terms of the quality of the execution of the chances. But everything else has looked really good. Defensively looks pretty good, except for that one situation where their right back decided that he was going to run length of the pitch and we couldn't stop it. Apart from that, we look generally pretty good. So here they split us here. Their two pivots have split our 10 and 2 pivots. You need to get tighter on here, lads. See, that's just too far off. And luckily, Varella's got to put an absolute two-footed 1980s challenge in, and we nearly get a goal from it. It's like Varela. Round of applause, please, for Varela. What a challenge that was. Let's watch it again. It deserves a replay on its own. Let's just watch this again. Zoom right in. Watch Varela. Let's watch this in slow motion. Like 1980s, Leeds United, Derby County. Here it comes. Some of that, son. Take it. Goes to Muslija, goes through. And, yeah, not the best finish, but we'll ignore that. But it's pretty good. Stays 1-0. Okay, late highlight here for... Well, it's not that late. 33rd minute. I was going to say up for half time. There's still a way to go. Hopefully he just shoots from this highlight. No, they go back. I mean, I feel like that we need to do better here. We need to do better, and that's just not good, is it, Pirini? It's going to be 1-0. I'm going to change him to support duty, I think. I'm not sure the winger support might be the way to go. We're not quite dealing with that as well. It's probably going to be 1-1. It's a shame, really, because we played really well in this game. It's going to be a chance for them. It's going to be a goal. 1-1. So to keep it going, I'm actually going to change him back to an inside forward on a support duty, but I'm going to take the sit narrow off, which is already off now. Good. Okay, we'll try that. So highlight for them. They've got a throw in here on the right-hand side. They're going to swing a cross in. Can we deal with it? It's a... Oh, no, it's calamitous, and it's 2-1. Changing the striker. Okay, make some subs here. As this highlight starts, Nauman's going to get it. Calaso's at left back right now, so if we can get over to him, he's going to cut inside his right foot. Ogwani has it, takes his time, baits the press, plays it, and that's exactly in Brighton style that is. Hoyland gets it. I mean, he gets fouled, doesn't he, ref? Come on, ref. What are we doing here? Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the way that we're pressing this game. I feel like against a 4-2-3-1, we need to play our pivots at CM just against 4-2-3-1 so that we step up onto... Like, just see how far off they are. I just wonder if that makes a difference enough for us. But we're going to win this anyway. Calaso's going to get it. Plays to Muslija. He's not left-footed. Plays a great ball in. Samu gets a shot away. She probably should have scored. Yeah, let's move up to that. See how they get on. And we'll make our last change. Let's make a change at... we'll go centre-back here. They play it short from their free kick. We get a bit of early pressure on. Okay, we're going to continue it, though. Look at this. Look at this high press. Come on, lads. Here we go. It's more like it. I think we're going to score in this highlight. I've got a feeling. I just think... Yeah, it's... Oh, well, I didn't expect it to happen like that. Got to be honest. I didn't know that was going to happen, but I knew something was going to happen. I'll tell you why. But not from the goalkeeper, but when he passes it here, you just see how tightly marked this player is now. I feel like before he could have gone across in into here, but this player, he doesn't really want to apply it to either of them really because of, well, since he turned back, but even before that, they were all tightly marked. And once he goes back here, the goalkeeper has got nothing on. So I know if he passes it to him, he's going to be under immediate pressure and he's going to panic. Because if he turns to the right, I mean, he could get it to that player before this player gets across. But you're starting to look at a lot of potential problems here. Plays a 1-2. Goalkeeper's not looking for it. Tries to come back for it. Misses it. Yep, 2-1. 2-2, sorry. And we'll go for the win, I guess. We're not going to go defensive now. Okay, last minute highlight. This could be for either team. Papetti into Hoyland. Gives it away. No. This could be trouble for us. He goes through, shoots. Keeper saves. That could have been anything. Last minute corner for us this time. Are we going to get caught on the counter? Surely not. Surely this is going to be our highlight. It's just going to be a case of, is it a goal? Borges gets to it. He's come on as a sub. He shoots and he scores. Come on, there's the big win. Venezia is surely going to get their first win of the season away to Roberto De Zerbi's old team, incidentally. How ironic. And it's 3-2. I mean, I say we're going to get our first win. There is still a long minute left. And we've seen this team concede in that amount of time before. But that is going to be technically 3-2 right now. And we're going to go defensive here and start the game, I think. And there you have it. Our first win as Venezia manager in our Roberto De Zerbi recreation series. We win against Sassuolo, his old team. We win 3-2 in a brilliant game. And I think that what's really pleasing about that win isn't just the fact that it's a 3-2 win, it's away from home, and it's the obvious. It's the fact that our tactic, I think, works quite well. But we needed to make those in-game adjustments And we needed to watch what was happening. How are they getting out against us? Because we know in possession the tactic, not only does the tactic work, it's very, very close to Brighton in real life in the way that it plays. The only thing that's different, because we cannot ask players to do two jobs as much as we'd like to, we have to be creative how we then do things out of possession, because the recreation is very hard to do both in and out of possession with the current system in the exact way that Brighton do it. So if I have to choose one or the other, I want the recreation to work properly in possession first, then out of possession, we can be creative ourselves. That's where our creativity comes in trying to stop other teams, pressing other teams, that kind of stuff, right? So, and I think that's more realistic to the coaching, right? Is a lot of times you do have your in-possession philosophy generally, and the out of possessions where you tweak things game to game. I've seen it happen not only in my youth B license course, but on other people's B license too, where they have their philosophy, the way that they play. They come up against a weird three at the back system that they haven't accounted for, or they're playing against a 4-3-3 with really wide centre mids that's just catching their structure completely off guard. You've got to make in-game tweaks, right? And that's what we did there. We made those tweaks. So far what we've got is against any three at the back, we go with basically strikerless, although we're going to try a pressing forward on defender support. That is what we're going to try here in the next one. And now against a fellow 4-2-3-1, against a fellow 4-2-3-1 system like us, we're going to play with our pivots at CM to try and get them a bit tighter, a bit earlier onto those players, right? And then against everything else, 4-3-3, 4-4-2, every other system in the game, we just leave it as it is. I think it's the way that we're going to go, at least for now. Hopefully the team gets good enough long term where we can just play this and not have to worry about it too much. That's the ideal scenario. And you probably could. You could just plug this in, play it, and do pretty well, I think, in the in FM24. But we're trying to really overachieve if we can. We want to win games because we're doing it for a reason. And at the moment, we're still doing it fairly low-key. Eventually, I will start using the data tab, look at the pass maps. Like, we could Empoli here. What are they playing? They can play they can play narrow diamond against us. Now, right, from a numbers perspective, 4-3-3 would work quite well against this. So it'd be like one pivot against their 10, two CMs against their two CMs, and our striker can drop onto their pivot player. Then we can leave their centre-backs onto the ball. That is what you could do. This is where sometimes I wish there was like a live chat, like a streaming or something, because I'd love to ask you, would you rather me try and win this game in this current structure, that same formation, or do you want to see me try and, from a formation perspective, match it up again and try and beat them? Tell you what, for this episode, I'll keep matching up to the opposition. That's what I'll do in this episode, right? But going forwards, do let me know whether you'd rather see me just try and win it with it in this formation, or you'd like seeing me trying to counteract the formations, because it works quite well. It's better late than never against Sassuolo, but we can try against Empoli here. So Empoli are going to play a narrow diamond, so I think 4-3-3 works well. You have your wingers and the fullbacks. Your striker goes onto the pivot. 2 CMs versus 2 CMs. Pivot versus their 10. And then, yeah, it's just the centre-backs that are spare. And you've got to make sure that nobody engages them effectively. That's what you're looking to do in the next game. So we'll go to the next game. And I don't want anybody to engage the centre-back unless their man is covered. So it could be like a winger could engage them, but then you'd have to make sure he's screening the pass into his fullback that he's supposed to be responsible for. So let's have a look at that. We'll try that anyway. I'll see you in a week's time for the game against Empoli. We have got ourselves our first win, ladies and gentlemen. I was a bit worried before this episode started that we'd lost 2 games. We were going to really struggle, and we still might. Don't get me wrong. But I'm really happy and relieved we got those wins because we needed it. And yeah, absolute chaos for XG in that last game, by the way. It was like nearly 3 for us and 2 points something for them. So this is exactly how I'd expect this game to go. These kind of games to go for us. But there's a win. We got ourselves going. I'll see you in a few days for the game against Empoli. Okay, so we're playing the exact same team as the last game. No changes at all. And the first thing I'm going to do is, well, as Assistant Manager says, got to make the home advantage count. We're going to go to all position instructions. And I'm going to make sure that the centre-backs here have got trigger press, never. And we're going to go tackling easy. So we're not going to engage them whatsoever, right? I don't want them to be engaged. We're going to sit back. We're going to untick that. I don't know if I'm going to go mid-block. I don't think we'll need to do it because I think players will naturally sit back a bit more on this. So if we then move them around to... I mean, I don't know if I should make him an actual centre mid or not. I guess I have to. I guess go back to playmaker then. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll take the sit now off the wingers as well, again. Okay, so we give the ball away. They're going to win it, and they can play it back to their goalkeeper here, I think, in a second. It goes back to... Okay, centre-back. So what we need to see is you need to take care of him. That's your only job, is him. Your job, Facundo, is here. Your job is here. Your job is there. Okay, so 3v3 midfield is good. It's just watching this. They can't get out here. Striker, that's your only responsibility. Fullback, let the winger drop off him, that's fine. It's not fine, but it's like, it's not something that's tactically going to destroy us. I might even get through here. We should have probably got through. Yeah, just watching midfield 3 again. I'm watching really the striker. He's trying to lock them in. I might have to go mid-block to stop him from doing that, because he's trying to lock them in a little bit, which I don't really want him to do. As soon as he gets a shot away, it's not a good effort. But it looks okay so far. Well, the thing is, we've just lost the ball height of the pitch, right? So that's a bit different. Like, okay, they counted us. That's different. That's totally different to... That's a transition issue. That's not a out-of-possession issue. They're going to get through. And it could be a problem here. They're going to get a shot away, are they? They go wide. Don't give a penalty. Okay, they get a shot away. Good save from the keeper. So, yeah, what happened? Was it a cross again from my left back? I feel like Puigdemont does this too much. It was, wasn't it? Yep, it was. Okay, so we're going to change this. Cross less often, please. Yeah, I'm only going to change that because I want him still to be high and wide the way that he's currently playing generally, but I need to just get him to tone down his crossing a little bit. That would be nice. Okay, they've got to throw hard the pitch. They're going to go short into Welbeck. They're going to work the ball across. That's good positioning from the striker. That's your only responsibility, though. Don't go and press him. Just stay on here, stay in here, stay in it. That's it. Good. Good. Just don't let him play to him. Okay, good. They're struggling. They're struggling just like Sassuolo were, but that is luckily not great from both teams in a row there. Papetti gets it back into Puigdemont. Now, do not cross the ball. Good lad. Facundo. Pierini gets it, crosses it now. Trezoni, and it is! Trezoni gets a goal, and it's 1-0 to Venezia. We are turning it around this season. And it's not that we're creating loads of great chances. We're creating just enough, but we are much better. We're much more organised defensively. And that is going to be 1-0. This is really good from the boys. Facundo gets it. Pierini link up really, really well. And goes through. Goal, 1-0. Okay, this could be a penalty. The highlight started very fast. And I was going to wait for it to get headed out because I thought that's what was going to happen. It started like instantly crossing to the box in instant course. I think it might not be a penalty. It is a penalty. That was a really quick highlight. It's going to be a penalty for Venezia. I don't know who's going to take it. We missed our first one of the season. Pierini's going to take it. Goes up, shoots, scores, 2-0. Headed away after a set piece. Goes to Papetti. Papetti takes a touch, plays into Sensi. Into Borges is going to go through towards the... Tell you what, he's really good at that. That's 2 games in a row, and he should have scored that probably. That's 2 games in a row. He's come off the bench, and he's dribbled straight at fullback and caused a problem. And I feel like he's the only winger on that right-hand side who can do that. Maybe it's his dribbling attribute, but he's really, really good at that. He looks so dangerous when he comes on. But just while winning games, I don't want to start him, if you know what I mean. But looks pretty good. And there you have it. Finishes 2-0 for Venezia. We'll say good win, lads. Well done. That is a really important win for us. It was brilliant, again, defensively, out of possession. I'd rather say out of possession than just defensively, because it wasn't just about us defending in front of our own goal. Pressing was a big principle of play there. We were really looking to engage them and stop them from playing out, really, in their system. And we beat them really, really well, I thought. We were really good. And the next game is against Cremonese, who, guess what, play a 3 at the back. And we're in a bit of form, but we are not going to change from our philosophy. A bit like in the Moneyball saves, we don't really change from our plan and philosophy. We stay the course. We're going to stay the course. We're going to go to our... We're not going to go to the striker list, though, are we? What we're going to try is what we had last time, but with him as a pressing forward defend, potentially, right? But it might mean that I might need to offset him to the side, just so that he splits with the AM, and they both pick up a player each of the two pivots. In fact, which kind of 4 or 3-5-2 do they play? They play single pivot. Okay. Yeah, same thing again, really. We're not going to try and press the centre-backs. Okay, so the middle centre-back is not going to be accounted for. Now, my only concern is that Facundo should pick up the 10. I feel like Trezoni might try and press the centre-backs because there won't be a man for him to pick up because the 2 CMs for them should be picked up by these 2. They should pick up the wing-backs initially, then move on to the centre-back. So it could be that Trezoni's spare, but I don't want him running around on this back 3. So we'll see how it goes anyway. I'll see you in a week's time for the game against Cremonese, who are bottom of the league with 0 points. So you know what that means? Big 1-0 defeat coming up. A lot of teams have dropped points to each other incidentally, which has been quite good for us, I guess, which is quite funny to see. But yeah, Roma are top of the league. And we beat Roma, didn't we? We got the draw against Roma. We didn't beat them, of course. But that showed maybe how good of a point that really was, considering they are currently top of the league. But if this doesn't work against them, we know that it's probably better for us to just go strikerless against these kind of systems. I guess defend is the best one to go for because of how he'll drop. But yeah, we'll try this. We'll take the sitting arrows off and we'll try that. See how that goes. So let's watch them from the goal kick then. Let's see what the striker does. Hopefully drop straight onto the pivot player, or at least just drop some screens and let the wingers go and be the threat here on the back line. Don't go and press the defenders, please. Who's that's gone? Tresoldi. I guess he can do because there's nobody here for him. There's 3 versus 3. But we've won it. Oh, we nearly had him there as well. Okay, that was a good start. What are you trying to do, Muslija? So Muslija is a pivot. That's why I didn't want him as a pivot in the last game. I sort of feel like that in that situation, you want maybe when they have 2 CMs, so in a 4-3-3 or in a 3-5-2 that's like this, when they've got 2 CMs in their tactic, apart from a 4-4-2, maybe even then, when they've got 2 CMs, you want to oppose them with CMs if you're going to engage them really high like this. Okay, Pushtas gets this on the left-hand side. He's going to go wide. Don't cross it. Pirini goods. Pirini gets it to Ellison. Ellison into Facundo. Facundo to Tresoldi. Oh, it's brilliant football. Oh, I thought he was going to play the striker back in. He was open, wasn't he? I think he was open then. We could have scored. Let's go back quickly. I mean, it looked like a 1-2. You very rarely see this kind of combination play at this stage of the build-up play in the match engine here. So you get Facundo, Tresoldi, Facundo. Look, he's right there. He's in. Facundo, he's in. Oh, he was in. Got in. Okay, Varela has it. Goes inside, plays to Perini. Naumann gets it. Back to Facundo. He's going to take some touches. Plays it back into Naumann right back, who's going to probably try and recycle this. We need a bit of depth, really, lads. That's fine. I don't want him doing that because none of the... I don't want him doing that because none of the defenders will really make any depth for him. That's fine. Naumann gets it. I'm watching the strikers moving in possession, see what he sort of does. Yeah, he's not going to make any threatening runs in behind, is he? Oh, that's going to be a great ball. 2 touches, shot. Oh, no, Pirini gets it, and that could have been a goal. Stays 0-0. Now, don't forget they beat us twice last year, Cremonese, which was frustrating. And they might do it again. You never know. I'm just seeing who's this going. Pirini's going on the back. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Facundo's going to step up here. Okay, it's not exactly how we designed it, but it's okay. Naumann's going to win this. Okay, that's fine. Ogweny. Right back was on. I don't know why we didn't play that. We're just giving them their structure back. Not like Ogweny's early touch. Then Naumann's going to get this now. We've got a player in behind. Varela, make this run, son. It's there for you all day if you want it. Doesn't want it. Okay, into here. We're going to stay on the right-hand side. Now it's going to be difficult for you to make this. Now, in here, please. In here, please. Please pass it to him. Well, I mean, it got there. He did listen in the end. Pushaz is in so much space as they try to fall back onto our winger to get on him. He's going to probably cross this again, is he? Oh, nice little turn there. Whips it in. Facundo! There it is, and it's going to be 1-0 to Venezia, and good luck to them getting through our structure. We are playing some really good football, mainly out of possession, but it's leading to us being good in possession too. 1-0. Yeah, Pushaz, I don't mind Pushaz crossing it, of course. The problem with him is that he crosses it too much, but this is a really good time to do it. Facundo's in a great position in little number 10 role. Scores 1-0. Naumann, right inside. Plays into Tresoldi, gets it. Goes past his man. Is he going to draw a foul? He might do. Plays it back to Naumann. Plays it against Eric. Oh, look at this. Pushaz gets a shot. It's blocked. They're going to try and counter us. Are we going to deal with this? We are. Papetti says, no worries, boss. I got this. Naumann, Tresoldi. He's got a winger if he wants to use him. Well, he did have. Naumann's going to get this back. Nice patient build-up play. Facundo to Pushaz. We look really good against back three with 2 strikers being split more. That's 2. It's 2 and it's 2 from another cross. Tresoldi scores. It's 2-0. I tell you what I like about this. I don't know if the replay is going to show this all. But do you remember, if I can cue this up, if I have still got the clip for it in my editing software, there was a game against them last year in the episode, whatever it was, 2, 3, or 4, whichever one we played against Cremonese. And the striker was really isolated, and the wingers were too far from him. Because the striker is offset to one side and the number 10 is to the other, if you just look when it goes, before it goes to the left-hand side, it's just here actually. If you just look here, you've got that spread of players. We've got an even spread of 4 against their 5, and it looks really good. What that allows you to do on the far side is that, because he's wing-back attack, the pattern of play on the far side is to try and get maybe Penny on the ball and spin him on the outside, get him free and spare on the far side as the left wing-back. That's what we're trying to do. This side, not quite as much because it's different roles and combinations, but that side's what you're looking at, right? That shit overload is here. So you want to try and get Facundo between these 2 and occupying the attention of either one at each time. And it goes, I didn't actually remember it went into his feet, but it did. So, okay, that worked exactly as designed, as I would like that to happen against the 3-5-2. Brilliant. Brilliant goal. 2-0. Okay, Varela right hand side. Varela plays it now into... Nobody's going to lose it. They're going to try and counter us. They got Varela absolutely loves these two-footed challenges, and I absolutely love it myself. Pushaz goes through, gets a shot block, gets another chance. He's got a score, does 3-0. Game over. Thank you very much, Cremonese. We mean business this year, ladies and gentlemen. We mean absolute business. And the contrast, those first two games of the season, one was on camera, one was off. As Pushaz makes it 4, 2 assists, 2 goals. He's got to go up to a 10.0. He has got to go to a 10.0 match rating after this goal. That is incredible 4-0. But yeah, the contrast from the start of the season, we lost that first game on camera, of course. And then the second game of the season was off camera. It was honestly terrible. We got destroyed out of possession. And this has been absolutely incredible. The turnaround is just amazing from this team. Corner whipped in by Sensi. Yep, it is. Calaso, 5. Make it 5 for Venezia. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5-0 to Venezia. That was probably the best out-of-possession performances I could probably have hoped for in those 4 matches. It was absolutely amazing. Perfect, I would say, in a lot of times. 0-0 draw at home to Roma, who are currently top of the league. That was brilliant. 3-2 win, a bit of chaos, but we got rewarded later in the match when we reacted properly out of possession to what they were doing, and that's when we beat them. So when it was like sort of toe-to-toe a little bit, they got the better of us. But once we adjusted to them, we beat them tactically, which was great. Empoli tactically, I think we battered them. And Cremonese, we definitely battered them tactically. They had no answers whatsoever for our adjustments to their 3-5-2. And that puts Venezia in European places after back-to-back defeats in the first 2 games of the season. We turn it right around. We get ourselves into European football places. And we look really good. We look really good out of possession. We look pretty good in transition. And we've always looked okay in possession throughout the season, I think, really. So I'm really happy with what we've just seen. That month, September has been our month. The saying goes, wake me up when September ends. Please don't wake us up when September ends, because, great song by the way, we don't want to wake up after September ends. This is an incredible run of form and performances from the team. I'm so happy and excited about that. And yeah, I think it sets us up nicely for the next episode. So the next episode is going to be AC Milan, Lazio, Atalanta. You've got a 4 at the back team that are really, really good. You've got Lazio, a good side, playing a 4-3-3. And you've got Atalanta, who are going to play a 3 at the back. So again, it gives us a little bit of a different challenge in each game. And we'll continue off of camera in the same vein, I think, against these teams too. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But part of me also thinks that I shouldn't miss any games right now with how we're sort of going tactically. I don't know, like, I guess you tell me what you want to see, really. But my plan is to go with those 3. You've got pretty big teams, I guess, there. We go through, and then the episode after that probably then would be Inter. I probably would do 4 games in the next episode. Go Inter, Parthenope, Juventus and Parma. That's probably what we would do in the next episode. Gives us 4 matches across the Christmas period against other big teams. And then after that, you're into the January transfer window. And then we probably come back for like Fiorentina and AC Milan. And then maybe like, I don't know, Udinese, something like that. But that's what's potentially going to come up. But that is honestly, what a turnaround. What an unbelievable turnaround. I'm so happy with the way this team has played in those games. And I'm surprised. I really thought this episode was going to be an absolute slog. I thought we were going to narrowly lose that. Maybe draw, lose that, then try and bring it back around for those last 2 matches. To go undefeated and to play, like I said, it's not just about the results. Football Manager can be what you want it to be. You can get out of it what you put into it in some ways. Like, we've won 3 matches out of 4 and drawn the other. And anybody could do that in any save with any team. You could at any point win those matches to get the draw. But anybody watching the episode would know that we've won those games because of things that we've specifically done. We've won the games because we've analysed their formation. We've got our playing philosophy nailed down. We did all that last season. We've got our game model in possession nailed down. We did that last season. Out of possession, though, we need to be a bit more reactive to what they're doing. And we're adjusting our game model a little bit based on what they're doing, the opponents. And the rewards we're getting just by looking now, really, at their formation. We're not even looking at rotations too much yet. We're just looking at their formation. How are they going to try and play out against us? How are they going to try and build their attacks? Can we stop that? If the answer is yes, we can stop that with something realistic. If we can stop it with something realistic, we then do that as a starting point, and we'll see how it goes from there. And basically, every team had no answer. With Roma, it wasn't just about the playing out. We stopped them just completely from creating chances. Considering they are top of the league, right? For them to have only got 1 XG and a couple of those chances right at the end, we did such a good job in that game. We created not much ourselves, but that wasn't the game plan really for us. I'm so happy with that. Again, I'm not about the results, we got the results for the right reasons and the performances for the right reasons, and I'm so happy with that. And I think what the game's showing you with the rotations this year, it's just gotten that little step closer, hasn't it, to like real life tactics and in-game adjustments and things like that from a coaching perspective. I think the game's on the right track. It looks so good this year. I'm so happy playing FM24. I love this game. I love Foot Manager. And yeah, I think we're going to end on that really positive note. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. We'll do some more De Zerbi analysis and stuff in future episodes. This episode was about really these 4 games in the league, and getting our tactic out, getting the recreation going in the Serie A, how's it working, that kind of stuff. We will definitely go and do more De Zerbi and Brighton analysis going forwards in the future episodes. But for now, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all, of course, next time.